question is, if someone had a chronic, a condition like that, a severe chronic pain that went on and on and on and on, then what would you advise that person if you can't tell him, oh, just be one with the suffering, as you pointed out, because he's not going to react, he's not going to benefit from that advice, and he's not really learning anything from it, he's just being prevented from progressing by it, because he can't really meditate, he can't do zazen, etc.
Yeah. I'd say be one with avoiding the suffering. Be one with thinking that it's a bunch of bullshit. Whatever you're going through, you can be one with that. I can be one with being distracted. I can be one with being separate. Which, it's worth about as much as it weighs. I heard that last week. That's a very sort of simple and not. There's reality. There's something profound about what I said, but there's also something very glib about it, and it if the idea that there's a separation is an idea, usually there's a lot of emotional and behavioral patterns behind the idea that fuel it. And so it's essential to take care of those patterns and emotions that fuel the idea in order to continually let go of the idea, or that helps let go of that idea. But ultimately, shifting that idea is enlightenment itself. To just shift that idea that things shouldn't be this way, this isn't my real life, this is some life that I don't deserve, this isn't how things should be. Shifting that idea to, wow, this may really suck, and this is a bunch of bullshit, and this is really unfair, but this is the only life I have, and I can accept it. That's a one shift. That's all it takes, is one shift in that idea. Doesn't mean that the experience and the suffering with it is going to be less, but it's more tolerable. And I think that there's more hope in that. There's more hope in the pain if I can accept that this is my life and this is how it's supposed to be for reasons I can't fathom. Which is different than, oh, this isn't the way it's supposed to be, this sucks, this is terrible, this is never going to end, there's nothing, this is just a bunch of BS. The constant complaining that goes with that, which is really self-fueled suffering, there's a different quality to that. And the quality I see is the difference between suffering and pain. So to be in pain, complaining about itself isn't bad, but there's complaining about the pain, and then there's complaining about how unfair the pain is. Those are two different ways to complain about the same pain. Ultimately, there's people who suffer chronic suffering. And it could be chronic emotional suffering, being plagued with resentment that we can't let go of. That's chronic suffering. To work with that, there's ways to work with that. Just like chronic physical pain, there's ways to work with that. From Western medicine to energy healing, just trying whatever works, doing whatever we can to work with that. So a combination of working on these things in a practical way, and then also really working on that shift in our idea to see that there is there is oneness in suffering, and to promote that. Does that make sense?